Okay, it looks like we have everyone connected. Hello, everyone. My name is Regina Cross, and I'm the director of the Spartan Pathways Travel Program. And I'm pleased that you're able to join us for this briefing on the Great European Journey tour. This has been a very popular tour over the years, and we're pleased to be offering this with our travel partner, Go Hagen and Company. Before we get started, I want to just a few uh, housekeeping rules. If you could remain muted, please do so. Little sounds pick up on the microphone very easily. And so we ask that you do that. Questions, you can put your questions in the chat and they'll be addressed after the presentation, or you can wait until the presentation to then ask questions. So many of you have signed up for our Bright Crowd online directory, and if you haven't, it's a good way for you to get to know some of your other travelers. We have 29 on this trip, so there's a number of Spartans, and it's a good way to learn a little bit about them before you actually meet up in Europe. So. And then also what I do and thing we can do is at the end of the presentation and after the Q&A, I like to kind of go around and have everyone introduce themselves and say what your connection is with Michigan State. If you're not an alum, what brought you to want to join in this trip, and then what you're looking forward to. So all right, I'm going to go ahead and get started with introducing Becky Jo Farrington. She is your host for this Michigan State host for this trip. And Becky is a member of the gift planning team for university advancement at Michigan State. So, Becky, do you want to say a few words?
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Becky Jo Farrington. I do go by Becky Jo, and I'm really excited to have been asked to host and join you on this trip. So I'm a Spartan myself. I'm looking forward to traveling with other Spartans. I'm class of '02, and I've been here working on campus for the last 13 years. So very excited to meet all of you in person and go on this great European journey together. So.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Becky Jo. Next, I'd like to introduce Erin Holtz. She is the Director of Sales and Partnerships at Go Hagen and Company, and I've worked with her just over 3 years, and she has been a wonderful partner, an excellent person to get to know and work with. So, Erin, take it away.
Thank you so much, Regina and Becky Joe. I'm so thrilled to be here today. Um, I hope you all can see my face on the camera. I've kind of got two different little bubbles going on, one with audio and one with video. So hopefully you've got the one where you can see me talking. I'm so thrilled to be here. I have the privilege of working for Go Hagen and Company, which has spent more than 40 years crafting these extraordinary small group travel experiences. This is a program we've been offering for quite some time in partnership with Michigan State. So we specialize in immersive experience, personalized service, educational content with intellectual lectures and destination experts. So before we begin and jump into the briefing, I just want to say thank you so much for choosing to travel with Michigan State and Go Hagen and Company. Much of the information I'm going to go over with you today was provided by Kenyetta on April 16th when she sent an email with some final documents included. All of the documents are accessible via that email and the traveler portal that you can go in and access. If you haven't already, I encourage you to go in and look at some additional information about your upcoming program. You'll find all of the information I'm going to review with you today in the portal. In addition to that, when you return from your trip, you'll still have access to the travel portal. And there's an enrichment guide with a lot of great suggestions for reading and movies. So if you go on this trip and you come back and you're interested in learning more about the areas that you visited, you certainly still have access to those documents and can go back and maybe look through some things. I am sharing a presentation today, so hopefully you all can see that, and I'll go through the slides. But I do want to take a few minutes to walk through what you're about to experience because this trip is really something special. You're going to move through some of the most beautiful and culturally rich regions in Europe, starting in Switzerland at the Royal Plaza Montreux, where you'll spend 3 nights in Montreux, which sits right on Lake Geneva, and it's known for its music, its charm, the incredible scenery. You're going to cruise the lake itself and take in these amazing views of the Alps, also on a panoramic train ride. So honestly, this is one of those moments on the train where you just want your camera ready the entire time. And I'll give you a little tip too. You may not think about it until you sit down on the train, but maybe try and get a window seat so you have a better view of those alpine vistas as you pass along on the Golden Pass, where you just take in the breathtaking alpine scenery. You'll also explore places like Gruyere, and yes, that's where the cheese comes from, and you'll sample the town's world famous cheese. There will also be a lot of chocolate sampling opportunities to taste chocolate, to buy chocolate. You're in Switzerland. I encourage you to make sure you have some chocolate while you're in Switzerland. Once we finish in Montreux, you'll transition into kind of a completely different experience as you board the Viva One for our 7-night river cruise. This is where the pace shifts a little bit. You'll unpack once, you'll settle in, and the journey's going to come to you. Right as we sail along the Rhine and Moselle rivers, you'll pass vineyards, castles, and storybook towns that look like they're straight out of a painting. I don't think you're going to want to be without your phone or your camera throughout the entire duration of this trip. The journey will begin in Basel, and that's the Alpine Art Hub. And then along the way, you'll stop in some incredible destinations like Strasbourg in France, Heidelberg and Cologne in Germany, and some of the smaller gems like Rudesheim and Cochem, each with its own personality and history. And then the trip wraps up in Amsterdam, where you'll have time to explore. And some of you may be continuing on with the extension there. I think we have a few of you booked on the post program in Amsterdam. So if you're staying for the post program in Amsterdam, the itinerary includes guided cultural experiences, local workshops, cheese or chocolate, and then free time for independent exploration. So overall, this trip is just a really nice balance of guided experiences and time to explore on your own. It's scenic, it's so beautiful, it's cultural, and it's designed to both be relaxing and enriching. So I'll kind of move through the briefing here today, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the day-to-day. That's probably as much day-to-day as I'll cover with you today. In the preliminary itinerary that you receive, there is more day-to-day information. You'll also receive daily itineraries along the way, typically in your cabin in the evenings during turn-down service while you're at dinner. And you'll receive information about like what time to meet, and maybe some information about where you're visiting the next day and the weather, and maybe bring a raincoat or it's going to be warm that day. So every day you will receive an itinerary for the next day, which is great because it just kind of helps you settle in a little bit. You don't have to worry about so much about, okay, what am I doing in 3 days and where do I need to be? And you'll also receive a whisper or a listening device. And that is to help you be able to hear better on excursions and listen to the guides. So you'll get that when you arrive on the program, and then we ask that you return it before you leave. It goes around your neck. It has it's like a little electronic box. You'll tune into a certain channel. You'll put the earpiece in your ear, and then you'll be able to hear the guides better on the excursions. We do have a piece that sits on top of your ear if you need that, if you have like a hearing assisted device. please let the travel directors know and they can help you with that. From just an overall program, we have privately chartered the Viva One for this special voyage. So several other educational organizations are co-sponsoring this exclusive trip along with Michigan State. So there will be ample opportunities to socialize and get to know travelers specifically from Michigan State. However, all groups enjoy the ship and the activities as one intermingling group with shared meals, lectures, and excursions. We will keep the Michigan State group together on the excursions. So we stagger the excursions. So in your daily itinerary that you receive, you'll know that, okay, the green group is supposed to be in the arrival hall at 8 a.m. and you all get together and you all go out on excursions. So we do keep you together on those excursions. At mealtime, you can all dine with one another. We also have a private reception planned for you all too, but it's a great way for you not only to meet other Michigan State alums, but also other friends and travelers from other organizations. One of my favorite things about traveling with a group like Go Hagen is that you'll meet some new friends along the way. And I love to see people exchanging phone numbers and email addresses because you do make new friends. So I encourage you to maybe make some new friends along the way. We have 153 booked passengers on this journey. As Regina said, there's 29 Michigan State passengers. It's the largest group on the program, so there'll be the most Spartans out of anyone. We have a group of Washington State passengers, and they're bringing a lecturer, Jesse Sponholz. I actually met him last week, and he has lived extensively in this region. And so he's going to provide a couple lectures that'll be exciting, and you'll learn some more about the areas that you're traveling to. We've got NC State group with a host, a Dartmouth group with a lecturer, and then we also have K-State with a host as well. So, and then some of the other associations don't have as many travelers, but more than likely you'll see their name tags or their logos along the way. As I mentioned, we have two special guest lectures on this program. So we have Dr. Sponholz, who will be your host lecturer, and then Dr. Mahoney from Dartmouth. So your lectures will provide historical and cultural context to really deepen your understanding of the places that you'll be visiting and really enrich your overall travel experience. You'll receive the lecture times in your daily itinerary so you know when those will be and where to go. But during the voyage, they'll offer a series of talks and presentations, typically during breaks in the itinerary. I always encourage guests to attend these talks because they often end up being one of the most memorable parts of the trip. You're hearing people talk extensively about their experience in this region. So if you'd like to learn more, their full bios and lecture topics are included in the enrichment guide that you received, and that's also accessible in the travel portal that you can actually go back and access to when you return. Passport requirements for US and Canadian citizens. So you have to have a passport valid for at least 6 months beyond the return date. All of you should have a passport that's valid for 6 months beyond the date of return. So that shouldn't be an issue. And then if your flight itinerary includes a connection in the United Kingdom, we recommend that you obtain the UK's electronic travel authorization before departure. The ETA is the UK's travel authorization and pre-departure security process for screening travelers from visa-exempt countries. There's a small fee for it. You can download it on your phone. There's an app. You can upload your passport information, pay the fee, you submit it, and I think it's almost instantaneously. It may take an hour or two, but you'll receive approval. And there's nothing more that you need to do other than kind of go through those initial steps. But it's required. So I recommend applying through the official UK ET app. If you have any questions about that, we can help you. Kenyatta can help you. At this time, there are no vaccinations required for this program, but if you do have independent travel plans either before or after Go Hagen's program, a vaccination recommendation should be discussed directly with your healthcare provider. We do strongly recommend that you're vaccinated against COVID in accordance with the CDC recommendations. If you start feeling ill, you don't feel well, please be considerate of your fellow travelers. If you aren't feeling well, wear a mask, maybe isolate, social distance yourself. We'll be close enough to areas that have hospitals if you need to see a doctor. Hopefully that's not an issue. But if you don't feel well, let the Go Hagen travel director know as well. We want to make sure you're taken care of. I want to talk a little bit about day of arrival because I know that's a very long day. Sometimes be unsettling when you're leaving home, you've been traveling a long time, you're getting to a new country you may have never been to. So I want to talk a little bit more about day of arrival. So transfer information was sent by Kenyatta actually on Monday. So you all should have received what we refer to as our transfer information document. I'm going to pull that up here and slide that over on my screen so you all can see that in case you don't have quick access to it. But we do have the group transfer times, and these, depending on when you arrive, you'll be taken on the group transfer from the airport to the Royal Plaza Montreux Hotel. After completing customs, so you're going to get off the plane, you go through customs. It can take time, kind of based on the number of flights that are getting in. You have a lot of people on your flight. It can take a while. Don't worry, there's plenty of time. We aren't going to forget you. We'll make sure you get transferred from the airport to the hotel. But once you complete customs, after completing customs, you're going to exit into the main hall, and there will be guides waiting for you with Go Hagen and Company signs. They'll have Go Hagen and Company on them. They'll have our logo down here in the bottom right-hand corner. So you'll be able to look for us and find us after you collect your bags, and you'll go out into the main arrival hall. Transfer time from the airport to the hotel is about 60 minutes, depending on traffic. So there will be a little bit of a wait for the transfer. Your check-in time at the Royal Plaza Montreux Hotel is 3 p.m. So if you get in early, your hotel room may not be available for you at this time. I encourage you to get out, walk around, seek out sunlight. It'll really help you adjust to the time change and the jet lag. Grab a cup of coffee. Anything you could do to try and kind of push through that first day of jet lag will really set you up for success on the remainder of the program. There will be a Go Hagen hospitality desk at the hotel. It'll have a sign. It'll say Go Hagen and Company. You can meet a Go Hagen travel director there. You can check in. They will help you. So I encourage you when you get there to either seek out some sunlight, or maybe your room will be ready for you. But either way, you'll be in Geneva, Switzerland, and it'll be beautiful. The air will be crisp, clean. So get out, maybe head out for a little bit of a walk and get some fresh air. On that day of arrival, please keep your cell phones charged. Make sure if you're traveling as a pair or a couple, make sure one of you in your party has their cell phone turned on. You have an international plan. You can consult your cell phone provider if you're not sure how your international plan works. But the reason that we like to ask that one of you has your phone turned on is because if we can't find you, we need to be able to get a hold of you. So please make sure you have your cell phone turned on. We've provided important contacts for day of arrival. We've got our Go Hagen travel director's number. We have the Go Hagen after hours air department's phone number. So if you have any problems flying in that day, you can reach out. We also have the hotel's phone number as well. So I'll share those in just a minute, but I encourage you to print out that document and stick it in your carry-on. So If you need to reach out, you've got the contact information there. If you do need assistance on that day you're traveling, please call before you email. It could be after hours here back at the office. So email isn't always checked first thing. And if you're traveling and you need help, we want to make sure we can support you. So please call the phone numbers that we have listed for you if you need assistance. Our Gohagan Air Department is staffed 24/7. So if you need help, they'll be available to help you with your flight arrangements. Anything you need, you can reach out. We can help you. But please call before you email. We have 4 wonderful Gohagan travel directors on this program, and they'll be with you throughout the duration of the program and onto the post program for those of you who are joining us in Amsterdam after the main program. Donna Coggins is lovely. Surgeon Nancy Rodolfo, they're all going to take wonderful care of you. There will be a Gohagan travel director with you on all of your excursions. So we typically kind of break those up. There'll be 1 TD per group. And their role on this program is to ensure the travel program runs smoothly. They're there to make sure your hotel room is ready for you, your cabin is ready for you, your luggage gets delivered, the excursions happen on time. If you have a question, please let your Gohagan travel director know. If you think of something that you'd like to have, please let them know. It could be as simple as, I wish there was more salad on the salad bar at lunch, or, you may have a question about your cabin or your room. They're not mind readers, so don't be afraid to ask. And I want to encourage you to ask too, because we do send a post-travel survey, and sometimes we find out, somebody may have asked for something, and had they spoken up on the program and asked the travel director, we could have addressed it then, versus knowing afterwards and thinking, oh, had we known, we could have fixed it for them. So please don't hesitate to ask. They're wonderful. They'll do everything they can to accommodate you. So you'll really enjoy traveling with them, I have no doubt. This beautiful river boat is called the Viva One. It's almost brand new. Its main voyage was last year. The deck on top is beautiful for river sailing. There's a sun deck up there. I don't know if you can see my pictures. It's just wonderful to sit up there and watch the scenery cruise by. There are little shades that go over, so if it gets sunny or warm, there's a nice shade deck. But that is a highlight. There's some games on board too. It's wonderful if you want to go up and play Uno or play some cards. I encourage you to do that. It has 2 restaurants. So you've got the main dining room, and then there's a little bit of a restaurant kind of up on deck. I think on the second deck, that's got like coffee and juices. There's a lounge, a library, a fitness center, a wellness area with a steam bath and sauna. The the sun deck also has a swimming pool. Like I said, lounge chairs and shade awnings. I think there's a little putting green up there too. There are complimentary bicycles available for shore excursions. So if you get somewhere and you'd like to rent a bike, there's so many bike paths along the river that you would be able to take a bike in and go along the path if that's something that interests you. There's a gift shop, there's coffee and water stations, there's an elevator, there's complimentary Wi-Fi. The onboard Wi-Fi system requires scanning a unique QR code for each device to establish a connection in a secured manner to the ship's network. So this process can take a little bit of time, given that, guests often bring maybe more than 2 devices each. So this process will be communicated to you at check-in, but it is complimentary. Also note that it is like a satellite connection, so it's dependent upon where you're at. It won't be great for downloading videos or watching YouTube videos, but it'll be great for like checking email or sending text messages. Since you're in the heart of Europe, oftentimes you have cell phone service. So if you do want cell phone service, you'll be able to have access to that. But Wi-Fi is complimentary. In your cabins, you have air conditioning with in-room temp control and fan. There's also heat, of course. The beautiful deluxe style bedding. The cabins are very spacious on the Viva One. There's a large wardrobe with a full-length mirror. There's hair dryer, toiletries. For those of you who haven't cruised before, irons are considered a fire hazard on board, so there won't be an iron in your cabin. So if you have things that you need to make sure that they aren't wrinkled, I encourage you to hang those up and give them time to release a little bit. There's an espresso machine. There's an outside French balcony for the top two decks. There's an electronic safe. You'll have complimentary bottled water. There's a flat screen TV. There's a little mini bar that you can. They'll keep that restocked for you. If there's something that you'd like to have in the mini bar, like, oh, I'd like to have more Diet Coke or a certain type of beer, you can ask them and they'll be able to accommodate that for you if it's not a really strange request, strange or unique request. And then there is a 220 volt adapter. We've sent you an adapter, and I'll go through that here in a minute and kind of explain how that can work on board for you and while you're traveling. The local currency for this program is the euro and the Swiss franc. We encourage you to carry cash in small denominations. So if you have, if you bring a certain amount of cash with you, you don't need to take that with you on your excursions outside of your hotel room. Take small amounts, keep the rest in your safe, either in your hotel room or in your cabin. And that's like with your wallet too. You don't need to take your whole wallet with you, maybe a credit card or two. If you primarily use American Express, it is not as globally accepted as like a Visa or a MasterCard. So if you do use American Express, I'd take an extra credit card that's a Visa or MasterCard with you. Credit card fraud is much more common across the pond. So exercise caution if you use an ATM, make sure it's attached to a bank branch rather than, a random ATM sitting out on the corner somewhere. There will be opportunities to get cash while you're overseas. You'll be in Switzerland. I encourage you to get cash while you're overseas. The conversion rate is oftentimes better. You can get it at the airport. There will be ATMs within walking distance while you're in Montreux. So if you need francs, you can do that there. You'll have opportunities to get euros too. You certainly don't need them. You don't need like cash immediately while you're on the program, so you can wait if that is something that you'd like to do. If not, you can certainly get it here in the States. Oftentimes you can order it from your bank. But if you do plan to use your credit card while you're overseas, make sure you let your bank know, your credit card company, which countries you'll be traveling to. It's always helpful to have the toll-free phone numbers for your credit card or your bank in case your credit card or your wallet gets lost. It's always helpful to designate a friend or a relative back home in case you need emergency cash too. As far as gratuities, so everything that is included in your program for gratuities would be gratuities for transfers and luggage handling between airports and your hotel and the ship and back to the airport or to the hotel and the airport. So if you're part of like our group transfers from the airport to the hotel and back, gratuities are included. If you have arranged private transportation, gratuities would not be included. So make sure you have planned for gratuities there. Gratuities for all shipboard personnel are included in the cost of your program. Gratuities to drivers and guides on excursions are included. Gratuities to wait staff for meals not on board the ship are included. If you do receive exceptional service from like your cabin steward, or perhaps your wait staff on board, they may get familiar with, oh, you like black coffee or you like a latte in the morning or the certain kind of wine that you like to drink in the evenings. You may certainly, give them a gratuity directly. It's not required, and it certainly should be at your own discretion. What's not included would be gratuities to hotel staff. So when you're in Montreux, if you'd like to leave a gratuity for housekeeping, it's between €1 and €2 or Swiss francs, or US dollars per day. You can leave behind any type of cash when you're in Switzerland. Likewise, when you're in Amsterdam as well. Again, gratuities should be based on service and are at your discretion. And then tipping your Go Hagen travel directors is not mandatory, but if you choose to do so, the usual range is between €5 to €10 per participant per day. Those should be given directly to your Go Hagen travel director. There will be information closer to the end of the program before you disembark on how to handle gratuities for your Go Hagen travel director, if that's something that you'd like to do. As a token for our appreciation for choosing to explore the world with us, you should have all received a Go Hagen travel memento by UPS. If you haven't already, surprise, you'll be receiving it. It will come UPS. It's a box. It's maroon and white. Within the box are some helpful travel documents, but there's also baggage tags, which are colored lightweight baggage tags that are used to identify your luggage as belonging to a participant in our travel program. I'd like to ask you to write your name on the tag and attach that to each piece of luggage that you would like to have transferred. And I recommend that you attach that to that checked bag when you collect it, when you arrive. Oftentimes, if you attach it before your flight, or chances are it could get ripped off. So put that in your carry-on and attach that when you collect your bags when you arrive in Geneva. And when you exit into the main arrival hall, oftentimes you will see other travelers with that same baggage tag as well. And it also helps the Go Hagen representatives identify you when you come out into the arrival hall as being with Go Hagen. You'll also have a name badge so that our travel staff and fellow travelers can get to know you better. We like to ask that you wear that to all your group activities like breakfast and lunch and dinner, to your receptions. You don't have to wear them on your excursions. I know that can be awkward when you're out, traveling, but when you're on board or you're participating in group activities, please wear that. You can check one more item off your packing list, which is the universal plug adapter with USB and USB-C ports that we sent. This plug adapter does not convert voltage. So in North America, the standard electrical current is 110 to 120 volts. In the countries you're visiting and aboard the ship, the current volt is 230. So the higher voltage can damage electrical appliances unless you use a voltage converter. So if you have a phone, a tablet, it will work great in the hotel and on board the boat for you to charge those devices. There's a hair dryer in your cabin, and there'll be a hair dryer in your room. If you have something like a curling iron or a straightener, check to see if that appliance has dual voltage for travel. Sometimes it will convert, but if it does not, a converter will be necessary, and you can buy a converter at most drugstores, online, or travel supply shops. And then you also should have received a packable day pack. It's a little gray. It came in a little gray bag. It's a lightweight backpack, and it's wonderful for carrying things with you on your excursions. It's compact, it fits nicely in your suitcase, and then you can take it with you. Throw your wallet, your phone in there. But I hope you all enjoyed that special kind of gift of gratitude from us. Hopefully, it helps you prepare for your trip. Spring, summer along the Rhine River and in the Swiss Alps will generally be mild. Daytime temps ranging from the lower 50s to upper 70s. Probably a lot like what we're experiencing right now, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully the weather is sunny and bright. The evenings are a bit cooler, so we recommend that you bring, layers, a light raincoat in case it rains, as occasional showers may occur. Make sure you check the forecast 10 days prior so you kind of know what to pack. And then the countries that you're visiting are 6 hours ahead of Eastern time. So when it's 6 p.m. in France, Germany, and the Netherlands, and Switzerland, it's 12 noon Eastern time. I like to put my time zone here at home in my world clock. It helps me kind of adjust a little bit better and know when I should and shouldn't be messaging my friends and family. We also provided some helpful tips and a packing guide for your carry-on and your packed luggage. In your carry-on, make sure you have all of your travel documents, your passport, your visa. I recommend a copy of your passport as well. You can designate a pocket in your carry-on for your passport. I always say if you have a designated pocket, that's where your passport goes versus throwing it in one pocket, not being able to find it. It's easy to kind of misplace or get disoriented with where you have things when you have so much on your mind anyway when you're traveling. A photocopy of travel and accident and health insurance policies or policy numbers and phone numbers so you know who to call if you need help. Your cash in your carry-on, credit cards, your cell phone, your charger, your headphones, earbuds. You certainly don't need to bring these things. These are things that we recommend to keep you comfortable. Definitely put your prescription medication in your carry-on. Please do not put that in your check bag. We want to make sure you have that with you if you need it. Sunglasses, a camera, charger, any toiletries. If you have liquids or gels, make sure they're in 3-ounce bottles or smaller and in a clear quart-size bag. They're very strict on that when you return home. So if you have things like perfumes or things like that, or sometimes they get you in the airports. You may, see something like olive oil or wine that you want to buy. Make sure you put that in your check bag. That will get confiscated when you return back to the States too. Make sure that's in your check bag. An eye shade, a portable pillow, earplugs, anything to keep you comfortable on the flight. Your plug adapter, a journal, a pen, perhaps a reusable water bottle. And then in your packed luggage, really daytime attire on the ship and touring really should be smart, casual, and comfortable. Clothing that's easily layered so you can remove or add garments as conditions warrant. Be sure to pack sturdy, comfortable walking shoes. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. The terrain over there, or even like the sidewalks and the roads, they'll often be cobblestone. There aren't handrails either in nature. So just make sure you're comfortable. You have non-slip shoes. Your shoes are broken in. I don't recommend wearing brand new shoes, low-heeled shoes. Cooler days and evenings may require a jacket or sweater. I think you're really going to want that in the mornings and the evenings. A raincoat, that small day pack to carry with you on your excursions would be really helpful. A hat or a visor. Swimwear, if you do want to swim, it's certainly not necessary. Binoculars aren't necessary either. Antibacterial hand wipes, I like to have those with me in my day pack on excursions. Any sunscreen or aloe vera gel if you sunburn easily. If you're bringing a camera, like an extra memory card or camera batteries, you don't want to get all the way over there and have your batteries run out. A voltage converter, we talked about that. And then any possible medications like pain relievers or motion sickness medication or antihistamine, anything that helps keep you comfortable at home. You can certainly pack that as well. Put that in your carry-on. Here is the important contact information I shared with you earlier. You all should have received this, and it's in the Traveler portal. Please print this out, put it in your carry-on, take a picture of it. That way, if you have it, you probably won't need it. That's what I like to think. So we've got Donna's phone number in there. If you have any problems on day of arrival, you can contact her. If you need assistance with your air travels and book through GoHagen, we've got that 24-hour emergency phone number you can call. And then we have more information about the hotels and the ships. If you wanted to share that with a loved one in case they needed to get a hold of you, you can certainly do that too. But I just want to say thank you again so much, not only for choosing to travel with Michigan State and GoHagen, but for your attention today. I really appreciate it. I thank you for your time today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Erin, very much. Do we have any questions? You can either type them in the chat or just unmute and speak them so we can get
Hi,
those in.
Regina.
Hi, Peggy.
How are you?
Good. Good to see
Hey,
you.
I do have one question. We are bringing cash. We can still pay over there with American cash.
I For gratuities, yes, but if you're going to be shopping and buying souvenirs, you'll want local currency. US dollars won't be accepted.
It won't. Okay. Good to
Okay.
know. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Looks like there's some questions in the chat. Okay. Let's see here. So both the hotel and the ship have converters.
So they won't have converters. No, we have an adapter that we sent you that you can use to charge your phones and your iPads. If you need a converter, that's something that you'll need to purchase ahead of time. You can find them on Amazon, a local drugstore, you can look for them, but converters will not be provided.
Yeah, and I can say that sometimes converters don't work well even with a curling iron. There's been experiences where it just melts the curling iron. So if you can maybe keep that at home or buy it once you get there, you might have a little bit more luck. So another question is, will distilled water be available for CPAP machines?
So that's something that we'd like to have you communicate to us before you leave so we can plan that for you because we'll need to request that at the hotel and on board the ship. So if you could let Kenyatta know that you need distilled water, we'll make sure that's available for you.
Great. It says from Patricia, Aloha. We are arriving the day before and staying overnight at the airport hotel. What time will the meetup be at the airport on the 17th?
So in the chat here, I'm going to put a link to the transfer information form, and you can arrive and plan to be at the airport for the group transfer on any of those times, and you will get taken from the airport to the hotel.
Great, thank you. Laundry on the ship, maybe idea of the cost. Do you have an idea?
There is laundry on the ship. It is per garment, and it's a lot like what you would see at a hotel. It's per piece. It's very affordable if you need it.
All right. And what is tipping protocol at restaurants? US dollars, francs, euros?
Yeah, for restaurants, if you're eating outside of the GoHagen program, it's included. But if you're eating on your own, I encourage you to use local currency at the restaurants, whether it's Swiss francs or euros.
And is it based 10% or I've forgotten what in Europe they don't tip like we typically do here. So
Right,
yeah,
right. It's considerably less.
yeah. Okay. Any other questions? I Sorry about that. I did forget to mention that this is being recorded. So if you have any questions or if something was answered and you have forgotten, then I will be sending you the link, hopefully yet today, but if not tomorrow, I'll send you the link to this recording so that you can view it again if you like. It's
I
also
did.
for those. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I
it.
think Katie had asked what is considerably less. It's 5 to 10%.
Okay.
So, yeah. Sorry, Regina.
Okay, that's quite all right. Any other questions? If you think of something after our meeting today, then feel free to reach out to me. Also, Kaneda, you can touch base with her on this and get any questions answered that you need. So we have a little bit of time. You have like another week or so that you can ask. So, does luggage check through to GVA, to Geneva?
Yes, it will go all the way through to Geneva. Make sure you have that when you check your bag. Let them know that that's your last stop. When you come back, though, typically you need to collect your bags at your first destination here back in the States and recheck them.
Yes, if you're connecting, yes.
Yes.
So, yeah. One of the things I do recommend, I know when airline personnel, sometimes when you check in, they like the sticker for your baggage, they like to stick it on the back of your boarding pass. Either I like to keep mine separate and take a photo of it, or you can still have it connected to your boarding pass. But if you don't, try to keep it in an area that is secure so that you don't lose it should you need to put in a claim for your baggage. So, that's just a small little tip I have. Does Amsterdam have global entry? Usually no, I think it's the US that only has global entry. Yeah, so
Yeah.
on your return, it's good to have, but they don't have it in other countries. Do we go through US Customs in Amsterdam? My experience, I actually, a couple of weeks ago, I traveled through Amsterdam on my outbound and inbound flights, and I had to go through customs both ways. I don't know if it's considered US customs, but Amsterdam, depending on where you're flying, but in my case, I had to go through it twice. One particular time, it was quite a long line, so it's probably good to get in that line right away. Um, if you're connecting, on the return, you won't be connecting, but if you are connecting on your outbound flight, just try to get in that line right away because it was quite long and it did take some time. So, okay, yeah, on the return, yes, there is a chance that yes, you'll have to. So, any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, Erin, thank you so
Thank you.
much for your wonderful presentation. Very thorough. And I'm happy that you're able to join us. So,
Thanks so much, everyone.
okay. Uh, what I want to do next is then go around the room here, I guess the Zoom room, and have people introduce themselves. And I'll just start to call off names. And I'm going to start with Katie Donnelly. Just want to unmute yourself. Let's see. Yeah.
There we go. I'm unmuted. I'm Katie Donnelly. I'm an MSU alum and retiree. I worked for MSU for 36 years and retired 9 years ago.
Wonderful. Are you looking for anything for this trip? Anything you're looking forward to, or?
No, this is I've done the Danube, and I wanted to do the Rhine, and I want to see different parts of different countries I've been to. Haven't been to Switzerland yet. I've been to part of France and part of Germany, and I've spent a bit of time in Amsterdam and other parts of the Netherlands. So
Wonderful.
this will be a new adventure.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, I see Maria Steinbrecker. Oh, you need to unmute. Yes. There you go. Does that work?
There we go. Okay. You hear me now?
Yes, I sure can.
This is Maria Steinbrecker. My husband is a Sparty all the way. So I've been interested in making this travel for a long time. We've been talking about it for, a few years, and it was just time to do it. So I'm excited to go.
Good. Wonderful. Great. It says Kathy, but I would assume that is Doug, correct?
It could be. My wife is at work, and she might be on this also. Probably
Okay.
says Doug on her. But I am married to my wife, Kathy, and she is a MSU alumni. And I'm recently retired 9 months ago, and so we were thinking about traveling, and this is the first trip we're taking for a riverboat cruise to see different countries.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you. It says Dawn's iPad.
Hi, it's Linda and Don.
Hi.
Hi. Kind of the same thing. I'm a Michigan State alum, graduated in '82. And while I was at Michigan State, I did a summer abroad in London and got to do some traveling, but it's been a while since I've been back to Europe other than Ireland. And Dawn may be first time to some of these places, so we're just super excited. It looks like it's going to be lovely.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you. I see Joanne Allen. Okay.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Joanne. I live in Maine and I'm traveling with my friend Nancy Castle, the big red, orange N there on the screen. And I am not a Michigan State alum. I went to Beloit College, not too far away. Um, but I'm very much looking forward to this. I've done two other river trips and enjoyed them immensely. So I look forward to meeting you.
Wonderful. Great. Next we have Patricia Talbert.
Hi. So we're the two that are coming from Hawaii.
Okay.
Of course, in Hawaii, we have ocean, but we don't really have traveling rivers. So this is really a great adventure. And we have been wanting to go on a river cruise through Europe. And so it was great when Michigan State sent out, it was just kind of out of the blue. So we were really excited about that. So the whole itinerary just sounds so delicious. We're really looking forward to seeing everybody. And so thank you.
Wonderful. Great. Next we have Marilyn. I'm assuming that's Marilyn Farrington.
It is. Hi, Regina.
Hi.
Yeah, this is just a wonderful opportunity for me, and I've never done a river cruise, and I'm just never been to this part of Europe, so very much looking forward to it.
Great. Thank you, Marilyn. All right, and Peggy.
There I go. Hey, Regina.
Hey.
I'm coming with my husband, Jeff. I'm the MSU alumni. All three of our children went to MSU. This is our fourth trip through Spartan Pathways. We've loved every one, so we're really looking forward to this. We've never been in this part of Europe. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of new people from MSU, just like we have on their past trips, and meeting people from other colleges as well. And just really excited to see the ship and to be in Switzerland and all of the scenery. So we're very much looking forward to it.
Great. Thank you, Peggy.
Mm.
All right. And Nancy Castle?
Hi, I'm the partner of Joanne. We're joining together. I used to live in Maine with her. She's one of my best friends. I graduated from MSU in 1979. Have lived all over the country, and am looking forward to doing more exploration of Europe. I've done a lot in the UK in those areas and France, but not to where we're going now. I've never been on a river cruise, so very excited about it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
And
then
she guilted me into putting my camera on, so there you go.
and then we have Patricia. It says Patricia.
Hi.
Hi.
We did the Alaskan cruise last summer and it was wonderful. We've never been to Europe, so we're real excited. I did graduate from MSU. I was third generation to graduate from that institution.
Oh, wonderful. Great. Well, thank you. All right. And then Becky Joe, any parting words at all?
Yeah, well, again, it's nice to meet all of you on Zoom. Just a fun fact, Marilyn is my mom, and she's also a Spartan, and we're excited to travel together. So, but it's really nice to see you all in 2 dimensions. I can't wait to meet you all in real life in just a few short days next week. And I'm excited to be, again, your host and your ambassador for Michigan State University, and just ensure that we all have a really, really fun time. And I know we will. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Becky Joe. Okay, everyone. Thank you again for attending this briefing. And again, it will be recorded. If you have questions, reach out to me or reach out to the folks at Gohagen. And I'm wishing you a wonderful time. As I mentioned before, this has been a very popular trip over the years for us, and everyone seems to really enjoy it. So it's with my hope that you will enjoy it too. So, all right, well, take care and go green. And safe travels too. So,
go white.
Bye-bye.
Go white.